Joe Rogan endorses Trump, the great and powerful Elon Musk. If it wasn't for him, we'd be effed. He makes what I think is the most compelling case for Trump you'll hear, and I agree with him every step of the way. For the record, yes, that's an endorsement for Trump.
Received word about Joe Rogan's endorsement. He's a fantastic guy, and it's a great honor to receive it. Thank you, Joe.
If Trump doesn't win, there's going to be a lot of upset people in the MMA world. A lot of fighters are voting for him.
Who are you voting for? Excuse me, sir.
Don't ask me who I'm voting for, because I'm not telling anybody.
Okay.
It's fight day, it's election day. Make sure you all get out to vote. We know there's going to be a red wave when all the Republicans get off work, so make sure you stay in line, protect the vote, because this is the most important election of our lifetime. Because a vote for Trump means world peace, lower inflation, and secure borders. Kamala broke it, now Trump will fix it.
Chris Curtis is one fighter who doesn't seem to want to vote for Donald Trump. Aside from that, maybe Gray Maynard, who's a former UFC fighter. Kamaru Usman also endorses Donald Trump. He says that growing up Democrat and starting to understand the state of politics over the last few decades, I know how I want to live and I know how I want to raise my family. Some people like that. Usman is base. Let's go. Only celebrities with Diddy connections endorse Kamala. Some people don't like it. Aligning with the same man that doesn't want you in America. The same man that calls your country of birth a shithole. Nice decision, bro. Usman also teasing a potential fight with Shavkat Rakhmonov December 7th at UFC 310. It'd be a short notice fight, but Usman's not scared to do that, bro. If you fight Shavkat on short notice after fighting Hamzat on short notice, you are the BMF of all BMFs. If it did happen, it may be for a welterweight interim title. My man endorsed Trump and got a title shot.
I just went and voted, and it's actually insane that we don't need to show an ID to vote. Like, what the fuck is this? I voted for the candidate that most aligns with the things that I believe in, like a safe and secure border, not funding foreign wars, health and safety of the American people, less mutilation of children, less men and women's sports. It seems like there's only one candidate to vote for. The other candidate was planted in there, had no, she wasn't even voted in. Like, what the fuck is this, man? Dude, regardless of your party or affiliation or who you want to vote for, just go out there and vote. This is such a critical election. It's insane. Trump 24, let's go.
I come here to call you out. Tomorrow is a big day. Don't be in your comfort zone. Get out of your comfort zone, go vote. I challenge you, I call you out. You may not like the candidate, you may not like his personality, but I'm not asking you to vote in the candidate. I'm asking you to vote in the president who's going to protect the Bible, the principles of Christianity, the principles of the family. You have to take a stand for your family, for your kids. Protect your kids, especially those. There are a lot of baby killers out there. You got to protect. Say no to Fourth Amendment. Don't stay home. Don't wash your hand. Go vote. Tomorrow, we got to stand for Trump.
Today we vote, but the problem in America is not the corruption, it's that the whole thing is fake. I ran for office these last 2 times, and that's the number one thing I come away with. The whole thing is fake. You sit there and you think, is this not America? This isn't China, this isn't Russia, this isn't the place where in 1988 they brought down the wall. This is America, right? We can say what we want to say and do what we want to do. All the laws are fake. All the candidates are fake. All the election is fake. All the government is fake. The president is fake. It is what it is. No one's coming to save us. And that's just a simple fact. Are we bonded by the First Amendment? Do we have the freedom of choice, freedom of expression? The whole thing is fake. At any time, when everybody's ready, let's stand up and get the fuck out of here.
Let's be real. This is going to be a bloodbath. Democrats aren't going to show up to vote because, one, Kamala is the least inspiring candidate of a generation. 2. Despite 9 years of propaganda, they have realized Trump really isn't that bad. 3. Deep down, they realize it is likely that Trump will be better for America.
A civil trial has begun in Ireland against Conor McGregor, with the jury sworn in to hear a woman's claim that McGregor sexually assaulted her in 2018. The trial is expected to last 2 weeks. If McGregor loses the case, he could be required to pay damages to the plaintiff. The amount of the damages will be determined by the jury based on the evidence presented. It's a civil case, so the standard of proof in a civil case is the balance of probabilities, which is a lower standard than the beyond a reasonable doubt standard used in criminal cases. The judge emphasized that this case is not a criminal one, so that means even if McGregor loses a civil case, he won't be facing any criminal penalties such as imprisonment. After his victory over the weekend over Pedro Munoz, Ayman Zahabi enters the bantamweight rankings in number 14 position. He kicks Dominic Cruz out of the rankings. Cruz fought last 2 years ago. He got kicked with a kick, got knocked out with a head kick by Chito Marlon Vera. Alexander Romanov beating Rodrigo Nascimento over the weekend. Nascimento is no longer in the UFC rankings. Neither is Alexander Romanov, because Romanov fought out his UFC contract over the weekend. So taking their spot in the heavyweight rankings, number 14, Waldo Cortez Acosta. He enters the rankings at 14. And Mick Parkin, he enters the rankings at number 15. Jasmine Jasdavicius moves up 1 spot after a victory over the weekend over Ariana De Silva, who moves down 1 spot. Jasmine wants to rematch Tracy Cortez, who's 1 spot above her. Jacqueline Cavalcante enters the bantamweight rankings in number 15 position. Since Jermaine Durandamy retired, she's no longer in the rankings, so taking her spot is Jacqueline Cavalcante. Neil Magny, if he wins over the weekend, will move into 2nd spot all time for the most wins in UFC history with 23. He's a big underdog, but he's one of these guys who's just tough and tenacious and has that crazy endurance, which can be crucial in a 5-round fight. You think everything's going well, you're beating the shit out of him, and next thing you know, you're gassed out and getting choked out. Yusuf Salon has had with Shavkat Rakhmonov for the longest active UFC submission streak with 3. He did that in just over the span of 7 months. He may be comeback fight of the year. He may be breakthrough fight of the year. He got cut by the UFC, then he went to the regional scene, picked up a couple wins there, and then he came back on fire in the UFC. Maybe he gets a ranked opponent next after his victory over the weekend over Jack Shore. Tom Breeze admitted to taking mushrooms throughout the week of his fight with Rob Wilkinson and being under the influence during the bout himself. He lost via TKO in 1 minute and 10 seconds. Tom Breeze was a talented fighter, but cut from the UFC years ago because he repeatedly withdrew from fights at the last second, primarily due to his anxiety. So ultimately, he was unreliable to them. They couldn't do business with him, so they cut him. Brave is doing 2 events in Bahrain, one on December 13th and then 2 days later on December 15th. Sadly, Hiromitsu Miura has passed away due to acute leukemia. He went to war with Carlos Condit in the WEC in 2008 for their welterweight championship.